iPads seem to be all the rage in the small business world the last couple of years on YouTube, so I'm going to tell you how I like to use mine. If you're new here, hi, my name is Lauren Simpson, and I'm here helping you maximize your time and talents as a growing small business owner, so make sure to subscribe for new videos every week. The first way I like to utilize my iPad is the good old Notes app. As you can see here, I have a note written out, just jot things down. It's great for brainstorming. I love using it with the Apple Pencil because I feel like I'm getting that tactile kind of feel of writing things down, which works really well with my brain and how I process things. But I'm not wasting a lot of paper like I used to. I can't tell you how much paper and how many sticky notes and everything I used to just jot stuff down, and then I'd end up throwing it out because you don't need it anymore. Here, you have the Notes app. You can take endless amounts of notes. You can delete them if you want. You can keep them. You can sort them into folders. I love it. I think it's an underutilized app. A lot of people go to other apps to do their note taking, and I'm like, just give me the basics. It works for me. It helps me, like for right now, I like to reference my Notes app and the notes that I took for filming videos. I like to reference it when I am editing videos. I find when I'm editing the video, if there's somewhere that I have to remember to put a card or a link or something, a certain tag or whatever, I will write that down in here just so I know when I'm going in and uploading the video what I have to do. I know I've referenced a few times on this channel using a business financial coach. So basically I can go in and write down every week what my income was, get specific on what that was from, things like that. And again, it just helps me to be more productive because I am writing versus just typing everything. Plus, you can be as neat or as sloppy as you want. You can make it super organized. You can put charts on here, bullet points, whatever, or you can just do like me and sloppily write. It's totally up to you, but you can make it your own and make it work best for you. Next is the Asana app. Now, full transparency, I am still learning this app. I've used it for years. It changes every now and then. So I'm still trying to just find my footing of how exactly I like to use it best, but I do know that I like to use it for organization. So this is where I break down. I have different business categories. I have stuff for my YouTube channel. You kind of have this whole overarching project. So it'll be like this business or this YouTube channel or personal life or whatever it is. And then you have different little blocks of everything that goes with that. It's really nice for organizing everything. I have things like my brand colors, my fonts, everything in there. So if I ever have to reference them, I can. I have affiliate marketing in there, so I break down how much I make, what my link is, things like that. And it's really endless how many projects you can create so that you can be your most organized self. And again, I'm still kind of learning, so I'm not the expert, but I can link a course down below from an awesome business owner I know. And she released this course kind of all about how to best utilize Asana. I'm still kind of like digging my way through. Next is the Google Calendar app, and I do like using this across my phone, my iPad, and my computer. It kind of just depends what I have out at the time, but it works great on all devices. I actually just did a video about how I schedule my team using Google Calendar, so you can check that out for more information there. But Google Calendar is just awesome. It's how I run my life, honestly. It's both personal and business on my calendar. I'll have pregnancy appointments coming up. I'll have weddings that I have to work coming up, and everything in between. It keeps me organized, and it was a slow transition because years ago I was the paper planner person. Alliteration, hello. And then slowly I started dipping my toes into Google Calendar. There were a couple years I used both simultaneously. That became a lot, and looking back, I'm just like, why did I have to do that? I just wasn't ready to let go of the paper planner, and honestly, I miss it sometimes, but having everything in Google Calendar is just so much better. It's so much easier. Everything you can reference from every device. It syncs with everybody who needs to see it. It's great. Recently, I synced up with my husband's Google Calendar so we can see each other's like side by side, which has been really helpful, so he knows like if I'm staying late at the studio, or I know if he has an appointment that maybe is a conflict to our dog getting groomed, so like I have to bring her that day, things like that. It's really convenient, but then it doesn't like muddy up each other's calendar. A couple other apps that I really like using are the Notability and Good Notes apps. So Good Notes is probably the one you've heard of more. It is the most popular one nowadays for things like PDFs and taking notes and digital planners and all of that good stuff. But Notability is actually how I got started. I bought Notability years ago, and it kind of was the Good Notes before Good Notes was around. So I kind of go back and forth with using both of them. I use them both for different reasons. I'll have different things on each because it just keeps me organized. But I really like using these apps, especially for PDFs. So for example, I made a bridal welcome packet in my business, and this is for all booking wedding couples so that they kind of get an idea of what it is like to work with our company, frequently asked questions, etc. And when I was making this, I wanted to see, how does this look on a tablet? Because I realized there's a bunch of people who will probably open this on their mobile device versus on a computer. So I want to make sure it looks good. And that was really helpful because there were actually a few things I would go back and see and I had to edit. I've done that with a few different PDFs that I've put together for clients, whether it's like a email newsletter freebie or things like that. I also really like when I get PDFs from courses. So like I was referencing the Asana course before, or I've been in a Pinterest course, things like that. Sometimes they have downloadable PDFs, and instead of just leaving those on my computer where maybe I'm already watching the video, so I don't want them side by side, or I can't take notes, I put it onto the iPad, and then I'm able to take notes in the PDF while I'm watching the video. Again, this really helps my brain that I can do both at once. I can hear what's going on, I can see what's going on, and I can write notes about it. It helps me better digest the information. And then being a note taker for me is really big because then I can reference it later. But I really like to take notes alongside a PDF versus in the Notes app and separate, because what they have in the PDF is already really valuable. I just want to add to it. The last thing I want to talk about is using the iPad as a second monitor screen. So I'm pretty sure there actually is a way that if you have a MacBook, you can kind of like use it as another screen and the mouse can go over and all that. I'm not that tech savvy. What I really mean is I like being able to prop up the iPad, so kind of like this, and I'll put it next to my computer. So my Notes app is up, or Asana is up, or those PDF apps, or whatever it is, and I can work simultaneously. So if I need to reference notes while I edit a video, if I need to look on Google Calendar ahead for more dates, but I'm on my computer currently booking another date, I can kind of do both at the same time. So using it as a second screen is really handy for things like that. I'm not the type of person who has multiple computers, a separate monitor, things like that. I just have my laptop, iPad, iPhone. I don't have like a laptop and a desktop or anything like that. So when I need the second screen for things like I mentioned, it's really handy. So as you can see, I am the type of person who uses my iPad in a way that feels useful, but I know that there's other ways I could better be utilizing it. I know there are people that get so intricate with it and they know all the best apps and they know how to make it pretty and all of those things. I haven't really gotten into all that. I think it's very intriguing when I watch those videos, but I wanted to kind of give you a perspective from someone who I guess is more average, wants an iPad to use it for certain things, but also doesn't want to go all out because honestly, I don't really feel like spending the time learning and doing all of that. So hopefully this was helpful if you are the same type of way. I did go a lot more into depth about all of the apps that I really like to make my business more productive on my iPhone recently, so I'll link that video here for you to check out as well.